NSFW, how did you discover pornography? In grade 4, a kid in my class showed me something he was hiding in his wallet during recess in the bathroom. It was a 2x2 cutout of a set beep from a Playboy magazine. No head or torso, just the beep. He had two and gave me one. I had it in my wallet for like 4 years in the clear plastic part for a driver's license. Hidden in the woods, as is the way of my people. Yes. I found some beep mags tucked under a chair in the middle of the woods. There were countless socks hanging in all the surrounding trees, and it is only now, all these years later, that I have put two and two together. Oh God. WTF is wrong with people? The horribly scrambled nighttime cable TV channels. Dude. I think I just saw a nipple. Not me, but my brother was around 11 or 12 and for a school assignment he had to research some sea creatures or seafood or something, can't remember the details. Anyways, what was supposed to be a search for Asian mussels was actually Asian mussels. Nothing like a bit of Japanese beep bodybuilder beep asterisk for a prepubescent innocent eyes. I was looking for pictures of tropical birds on a PC in primary school. I can't remember exactly how it happened, since it was in the end of the 90s and I was about 8 or 9 years old, but everyone was pretty excited except my teacher. Must have typed in brown boobies. Me being a horny 11-year-old and having a computer. Is there any way to generate a nude tain? Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but it's Reddit after all, so here goes. I am 45 now, so keep in my mind back in my day there was no internet, no smartphones, so beep stuff was a little hard to get. When I was about 13 I had seen some Playboy Penthouse type magazines, nothing too wild. Then my uncle got a new VCR and gave his old one to my grandma, including all of his old videotapes. So grandma and me are having a ball watching all those movies he recorded from TV until you might have guessed we came across a tape marked X. Pop it in, and it's no other than legendary Ron Jeremy doing his thing. 13-year-old me was shocked by how graphic it was. I look at my grandma, she looks like her head is gonna explode. I start for the VCR to press stop, but I beep you not. She goes, no, you leave that on and watch how degenerated they are. She then made me watch the whole beep thing, kinda like when your dad catches you smoking and makes you smoke a whole pack. She also had a talk with my uncle about his godless ways. She passed away about 20 years ago, and until today I have never told anyone this particular story. TLDR, my grandma made me watch beep when I was 13 to show me how bad it was. You've been watching it ever since, haven't you? Like most 80s boys, I found a discarded magazine by the creek. Who TF keeps disposing of beep in the woods? We broke into an abandoned old people's home in my town. Found two videotapes in there. One was normal beep and the other was women with dogs and horses. The first beep I ever saw was a woman getting fucked by a dog. Luckily it didn't affect me. A beautiful border collie and we have a litter of 8 wonderful pups. Thank God. I almost thought you're gonna beep a woman. What's pornography? Only read the first 4 letters of the word. Underscore the W underscore. I honestly had no idea. I looked up beep and one thing led another. This was the time that my mom started to breastfeed my youngest sibling. So yeah, one thing led into another, and yet here I am jerking off to a lot of huge beep, and not only women. The bisexuality came in kindergarten when I felt a hard crush to my friend Tanner and I wanted to marry him, but I thought that was silly because guys can't get married. Oh, how I learned really quickly. In 5th grade, a girl told everyone she saw her older brother looking at a picture where a guy had his beep on a girl's face. So I got home, fired up my computer in 28 kilobits per second connection, and went on a mission to see what that beep was about. Asterisk, yes, Johnny, there are guys putting their beep on girls' faces on the internet. Funnily enough, it was through Minecraft. I started playing on a Minecraft roleplay server when I was like 12, then slowly I started looking for beep roleplays. There used to be this app for making Minecraft skins called Skinseed and a DM app that went along with it. I would be consistently doing beep roleplays in the Skinseed DM app, and one person I was roleplaying with asked if they could send beep asterisk gifts to go along with the roleplay. I was turned on by it, and slowly, I discovered and started watching actual beep asterisk. Do you ever go back and look at Minecraft beep for nostalgia? Somehow find softcore beep on YouTube, neuron activated. I was doing a school project where I had to print out pictures of verbs, pronouns, adjectives, etc. I was Google Images and I typed in pornon instead of pronoun. Almost every night my dad came into my room and always asked for either the iPad or iPad mini. I had no clue why, but he said either worked. I always obliged because I had to go to bed around this time. Well, one day I decided I want to play some Terraria on the iPad mini, so I go looking for it while my dad is downstairs. I find it charging next to his bed and type the password and it opens up to Google Chrome. Everything was in slow motion. I saw Beep Hub in the search bar. My eyes widened, and then it came up. Fat women in the search bar and all the naked women. I was scared. I just wanted to beat the wall of flesh, and I got a wall of flesh in my screen. Least to say, it was an awkward time at Village Inn soon after, and I never touched that iPad again. Playboys under my dad's bed. We didn't have internet back then. Although I do remember the days of panic while a beep image would load line by line of pixels and the computer was so slow that you couldn't close the window quickly when your parents came in. Now I can jerk it to Brazilian beep beep in the middle of a desert on a handheld computer. Progress. I was supposed to be asleep while my babysitter was in the hall, but I wasn't sleepy and so I was heading to the hall. When I was about to enter, I saw a guy and a girl in a reverse cowgirl pose and my babysitter naked, with her hand rubbing her asterisk 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 asterisk. I just jeeps for Wilder and Wilder beep, and he kept delivering. Father Murphy introduced me to pornography and alcohol. I would look at the girls and drink till I blacked out. I must have fallen down a lot because I always had a sore bum the next day. Kid in my neighborhood played a tape when we were 5 or 6, hardcore beep from the 80s. Well, when I was 11, I began thinking how some female wrestlers are really hot. One thing led to another, and I started fapping to them. Very soon, that didn't satisfy me anymore, so I checked Pornhub. I went to a sleepover when I was 12 and one of the kids told everyone to get out of the pool only to show us Shrek asterisk 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 asterisk. We had sailed from Samoa for 3 weeks in a southwesterly direction. We had lost 3 of our crew crossing the Pacific, and a 4th resolved to remain on those islands in the company of his native bride, and none of our number could dissuade him. It was my hope or foolishness that we would see over the horizon the gentle hillocks of the islands of pornography as discovered by the Dutch navigators 100 years before. Lo, as we came upon the 24th morning of our venture, 2 smooth peaks rose above the waves. Our Polynesian guides named these mounts Hentai and proclaimed that we were getting close. Indeed, this sentiment was repeated by the seabirds of the island, which had learned to mimic human speech. Veritably, we then set forth most ardently, as seamen were not known to linger in that passage. Found a file on my father's phone when I was 5. Kinda screwed me over, tbh. In my father's phone gallery. Watched a video of a man being tied up by a woman. Watched it again. And again. Then more videos from that channel. Got suggested a video of a man worshipping a girl's foot. Then YouTube cracked down on beep and all those videos got deleted, so I went on Bing videos. I went on a rampage and here we are. You don't discover it, it eventually finds you when you have internet connection. I was like 14 and just discovered that Google would show me pictures of my favorite TV characters. I could print them out and hang them on my wall. There was no safe search and I typed in Beast Boy because I was big into Teen Titans. Yeah, I was pretty scarred. Well, wisely, I was just a 10-year-old who had a hamster. Wanted to see some cute hamster pictures. Accidentally typed in eggs before it. Thought Google would correct it. Boy, was I wrong. My friend showed me it. SXE Phil talked about some NSFW video and linked it in the description. I didn't know when I clicked on it but knew I discovered gold, haha. Funny thing is, I thought the only way to get to it was to use that link, so I always went to that video and got to the site through the link. I was young enough to think I found a backdoor to some forbidden part of the internet one could not simply Google search for. I was 8 in 2004. I was at my friend's house. His dad was out in the yard mowing the lawn and my friend and I got bored of playing Crazy Taxi on his PS2, so we decided to go on the computer that was also in the living room. We played a bit of Nabisco mini golf and then he said, "Hey, did you know you can see naked Google?" And I asked, "Really?" So we went to Google Images and typed in naked ladies, and it came up with, well, naked ladies. We then both sat there for 5 minutes pissing ourselves laughing at the beep on the screen. I was 8 years old watching HBO at night. It was a gateway to me. Page 3. Girls on newspapers left in the bathroom. If you're from the UK you'll know. Found an old Penthouse magazine in the garage. My friend when I was in 1st grade. My parents had 4 or 5 VHS tapes and a pair of mags in an area they thought I didn't know about. 10-year-old me had his mind blown. I saw my first beep via Polaroid outside on a playground. Looking back, that memory is very problematic. Funnily enough, someone sent a link to Pornhub in my group chat and I thought that a site with that name was too funny to exist. Yeah, I was an innocent 14-year-old. Simply being curious. Me, if the internet has, then doesn't it have? 8-year-old me found that out. Really, quickly. AOL chat rooms. We like things people tell us not to do. My friend warned me to never watch it in grade 9th. And you know what happened the same night, don't you? Why only my friends have to beep smartasses. Squiggly TV sometimes had a boob. That was enough. Harry Potter fanfiction skeptical smiley face. Saw a beep in a city advert on a bus. Child me then searched up beep since I didn't know what that word was. The woods. AOL chat rooms where you traded pics. A lot of fake celebrity nudes were